Good morning. Good morning. I hope there's not a weird reflection on the camera. I don't know whether it's the light, these lights, natural light, lack of natural light. I don't think it's a dirty camera because I just wiped the screen. Not wiped the screen, wiped the camera lens. Oh, you can still see. I don't know. So good morning. How are you? How are you all? I can't believe it's the last day of Vlogmas. Vlogtober. So I've ended the month as I started the month. So we're doing the dreaded food shop. I've been very good. I have my list. Excuse it's red pen, that's all I can put my hands on. And I've done a 2-week, you can't see that either, can you? A 2-week kind of menu plan, rough menu plan. Yeah, the idea is that I sort of try and do 2 weeks, and we go shopping now every 10 days to 2 weeks, and then perhaps if Mr. Jacks pops out, bring something back. But I try to get as much as I can. And it does keep well, I think, and stores well. Fresh things might need a bit more. I have a really good store cupboard. One, I have the space, and two, I find that's what works for me. I also find doing a menu plan means that it takes all the stress out of what we're going to have for dinner. And I'm not saying that what's written on here is what we're definitely going to have, but we've got the basis of that. And I've got the, I would get some, say we were going to have chicken breast, I might choose a recipe, but we might end up making something else. Or we'll change the days round, because sometimes we'll have busy days, obviously when we have the boys, and so when it's just us two, sometimes we don't feel like cooking, and sometimes, well, I say we very loosely, because it's always Mr. Jacks. He did the most gorgeous roast dinner last night, roast chicken and stuffing. Oh my word! I think that and roast beef are my two favourite roasts. So it's lovely that we're coming into that time of year that we can have all this, comfort food. I also, I thought I'd perhaps mention this because while I've been trying to work all this out, my daughter-in-law phoned. She's coming tomorrow for a few days. Yeah, unfortunately, she's got to come and attend a funeral. It's her uncle, I think. Yeah, her uncle. And she's asked us if we would look after the baby on Thursday. And we're like, yeah, of course. It's a silver lining, for us. And I said, oh, sorry, I'm not together. I was in my nightie, and I hadn't even brushed my hair. So I was showing what I was doing because I wanted to find out what the baby would eat. So that's why we started talking about food. She goes, what are you doing? I said, oh, this is my freezer list. And she said, what's that? So I don't know if I can't bend the camera. So I have this. And I try and keep a run of what I've got in the freezer and then cross it off, because we'll buy, say, chicken breast, but we'll buy, I don't know, a huge packet. Well, I think there used to be 10, there's eight now, I think, or 9. And I'll just buy a big pack, freeze them, and then we'll use that over the course of the month. Just, oh my gosh, because you're so organised. Yeah, and I think it's something that I've always tried to do. Whether I've actually done it or not, I don't know. And also when I'm being really good, I'll try and work my list like this, so that we have a variety of food. And I always think when you've got paid your mortgage, the next big expense is your food bill. Obviously it was a lot bigger than when we had the 5 of us living at home, and there's 2. But I would do things like this. I can't see if I can read. I don't know if I can read back to front, but it's beef, lamb. Is that beef, pork, lamb, chicken, fish, and veg? I was just conscious I was covering my mouth. So beef, pork, lamb, chicken, fish, veg, and then one other. we slipped on our vegetarian food. And when we went out last week, we had this most amazing cauliflower dish, like a slice of cauliflower with all like herbs and spices and all bits on it. And oh, it was like Michelin star. And I said to my husband, if you could make that for me, I'd be really happy. So if you have a favourite recipe, please share it with me. And if you have a vegetarian or vegan recipe, please share that as well. I don't know about you, but I get bored in the sense of it's like the same thing, even though I try to do like a 2 week at a time and it's something different. Yeah, we've been like looking through the recipe books, and I've got a really nice selection of recipe books, but try and do something that's a bit different. And in the winter, we do sometimes like have what I call like a snacky tea. We make like a homemade soup. So that looks really nice. This is from, this is simply, yeah, simple. So this is sort of Middle Eastern recipes. And there's a cauliflower and cumin soup. So that looks good. And then I was thinking maybe we just need to, yeah, quick and easy, but these are slimming recipes. And just because you're not slimming or you're not vegan or not a vegetarian doesn't mean say you can't have those recipes. So I picked this one out, which this is, yeah, we've had this. It's a chicken chasseur. I love a chicken casserole. Oh, and then this one, this is a bit different, and we have had this before. I really like Jamie Oliver's recipes. Can't watch him for very long, but yeah, and that's mighty mushroom pasta, and it has hazelnuts in. We have made that before. So yes, I'm looking for some inspiration. So also, while I'm trying to run the freezer down as well, is because I'm going to start to cook for Christmas over the next month. Am I going to? I'll do things like I'll do my stuffing, and we might do some red cabbage, but that'll probably be the end of November, December. We'll do things like that and freeze that. Well, I hope that's not way too much. That's what I'm into at the moment. Yeah, is the food. So I'm going to go off and I'll come back and I'll see you later and give you an update on my progress on my October projects. I've got tonight sort of to finish, and then obviously it's November tomorrow and I won't see you. I wonder if I'll get up and I'll vlog and then remember. Right, I'll see you later. Hi. We're back. We've been back a little while, to be honest. We've come back, put the cold, well, I was going to say frozen. Well, I don't think we've got a couple of things in the freezer. So that's done. We're both happy now that that's done. And then I've just got some bits and pieces to put away. I didn't get anything really exciting. Well, apart from, you're going to laugh at this, a grater. The kids have laughed and laughed at us because our grater, we've had it for absolute donkey's years, and the handle gradually come off and it's split and it's quite dangerous now. So I have replaced it. What's it? Oh, a couple of bits for Christmas to go. I normally have, start about September. It's something I think my mum used to do, so I just carried it on. And I have a box and we just sort of put bits and pieces in there, or I do, and hopefully we don't need too much of it. Staple for Christmas. Normally go to, well, they're normally £1. They're £1.25 this year, and they're probably less in there than last year. I've got some fruit and nut. I love that. Absolutely love that one. Oh, what else do I get? Dawn, if you're watching, this is just for you. Chocolate Brazils. What else did I get? I can show you that's of any interest. Oh, Mr. Jackson's going to make some ice cream, and we were looking for ice cream containers. So we've got these. Yay! And then we've got Belgian chocolate. And then I bought Belgian chocolate sponge puddings. and these are from Booths. So I've got 2 of those because both my girls don't like Christmas pudding, and the grandchildren don't like Christmas pudding. They're saying that I make a Mary Berry Christmas pudding recipe, and that is really nice and it's lighter. So my eldest daughter, she has started eating that with a little bit of Christmas, yeah, for Christmas. So I'll go and put all these away. Oh, and I did get some of these. I've got 6. And they're to go on the tree in the family room. Yeah, so, oh, I bought the dogs one of these. There's definitely a shadow on my camera. Yes, apart from that, so I'm done. I'll put this away and then I'm going to go and get my daughter-in-law's really ready, so that'll be done for tomorrow. And then I think we're going to do a bit of cooking. Yeah, I'll come back and have a cup of tea with you later. I'm just laughing. All my jobs are done for today, so I'm all ready for tomorrow. Yeah, made my son's bed. I normally have like just a dust cover over. It was all ironed, but it hadn't been made because, yeah, it comes as a surprise that they're coming. Yeah, and I just got things ready for the baby. Oh, so I like bulbs because I bought the wrong ones. Yeah, so he's yeah, 10 months. I've got some little things ready for him. There's a little toy box there, a couple of toys in. I'll have to go and check downstairs. I just brought this around from the boys' room. So he's got a little table. His cot's ready. Oh, I can't believe our Alf slept in that. Well, yeah, once, maybe twice at a push. He was a terrible sleeper. Fred loved it. Benjamin has been in it, but he prefers to be next door. So I've got the little, well, changing unit, but I was just laughing at the TV when I was just dusting the TV. I thought, my word, he's going to be up there. So maybe at 10 months they don't have the changing unit. And then we just got some little jigsaws. And these are so cute. I've got a swing as well. So yeah, that was, I think, did we buy that for Fred? So things get handed down and then they kind of find their way back here. But I was looking at the jigsaws and I can remember my eldest daughter absolutely loved like these jigsaws that you, yeah, pick up and put in. But this one here I've got back because this was Fred's. I bought this for Fred when I took him to see Deer Zoo. And I think that was the first theatre that I took him to. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, right, let's go downstairs and have a cup of tea. And yeah, chat books. Oh. Well, 3:30. I'm looking at the clock on the mantelpiece. We've not wound it. I can't believe that today is our last day together after our lovely months that we've had. I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed your company. I've enjoyed interacting with all the comments, all the new subscribers. That's lovely. Thank you so much for coming over and hanging out with all of us at Stitches and Jacks, and all my lovely subscribers that have been with me. A lot of you've been with me from the beginning, so yeah, cheers. So cheers in my autumnal mug. Oh, so I just spotted another job that I've got to do while we were away. The dogs can be quite monkeys. I think it's Bob mainly, but it tends to be if one starts then the others follow. I think Bob's the chewer in the sense of likes chewing. We have like a duvet in their basket and we have like a duvet cover over it. And in theory, we should only have to, well, we shouldn't have to change it at all. But because we have a chewer, we can just change the duvet cover and hopefully keep the duvet. So we're not continually changing everything. We've tried blankets and stuff and it all gets chewed. Yeah, I caught him chewing my my new cushions. So I don't think the chewing was supervised last week. So so we've had to get new duvet covers. Oh yeah, I was going to come and talk to you, wasn't I, about some reading. Oh, and I forgot my glasses. I think I took three books with me when I was away. This one, I do like an autobiography or a biography, and this is Charles Brandreth. Oh my! And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And he sort of dipped backwards and forwards in his life. So he would like start off like when he was a child, and then go to current day, and then come back. And yeah, really enjoyed it. So I would definitely recommend that book. He's a wordsmith. He does a podcast evidently with is it Susie Smith on that's on Countdown, and I like Countdown. Don't watch it all the time, but it's one of those things. If I put it on, put TV on, and it's on, I'll sit and watch that quite happily. I've been to see him. We went to see An Audience With, and he was just amazing. Oh, have I got a book? Oh, I was just wondering if I'd got a signed book by him. Yes, I have. Oh, let me just go and get it. Right, this is it. Charles Brandreth, Breaking the Code. So this is his Westminster diaries. He was MP for Cheshire in the 1990s and parliamentary whip. And I was just looking through, thinking that it hadn't been signed, but it has. But I can't read you what he's written. So we went to see him July 2015. So yeah, so that was for my husband. But I could perhaps put that on my reading pile. So I dipped into my... Oh, the camera's moving. Or I'm moving, sorry. I dipped into my poetry. Ode to the Countryside. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Mr. Jacks, he sort of had a look through. I read a couple out to him. So that's reignited like my poetry. So I thought, right, what am I going to do when I come back? I think poetry you can dip in and dip out. And it's Remembrance Sunday, next Sunday. So I have these, and I do tend to get these out for November and just sort of leave them on the table and just dip in and dip out. I like war poetry, so I have that one. So that's from the National Portrait Gallery. And then I have this one, which is First World War poems from the front. I think most of us have covered that when at our secondary, high school education. And obviously if you've studied English literature, you'll have covered those. And this is Poetry of the First World War. So, and this is by edited by Tim Kendall. And then this one is Perspectives on World War I poetry. So maybe a bit heavy, but I'll certainly enjoy going through those. So yeah, I finished my book, Charles Brandreth. So I've got this to start. I've just seen a blooming cobweb. I don't know about you. It doesn't matter how many times I like dust or whatever. There's turnarounds and they seem to be behind me. So this is Lucy Worsley, the Agatha Christie. So I'm really going to enjoy that. I've read one on Jane Austen. And then I was looking to see if I had any Agatha Christie's. So I don't know whether you have read any of her books. I have read a lot. There's three in here. The Mirror Cracked from Side to Side, They Came to Baghdad, and the ABC Murders. I think I've read The Mirror Cracked from Side to Side, and I'm sure I've read the ABC Murders. But I don't think I've read the middle one, They Came to Baghdad. So that's a second-hand copy. And then I've got this one as well. Oh, I think I read something, and this is The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. So I don't know if there's any Agatha Christie fans out there. Yeah, if you have read any, let me know, comment below, or let me know what your favourite one is. I have said before that I try not to, well, I try not to watch the news or listen to the news too much, you know, when things get bad. And I did feel bad. I did feel guilty about this in the beginning, but now I'm of a mindset that I'll listen to what I can manage. I understand that I'm very limited to what I can do as well. But I have to look, first and foremost, we have to look after ourselves. But the politics, I'm not very political, but the politics in the UK at the moment has just been a farce, really. I was going to say, couldn't write it really. Probably be a really good play or a drama. But they had somebody on and wanted his opinion. He's evidently a short story writer, and that was one of the things that was on my list to have a look at for some short stories. So if you know of any authors, or if you've read some short stories and a book that you would recommend, yeah, let me know. I'd be really interested in that. And the guy they were interviewing was George Saunders, and I don't know if any of you have read anything by him. Never heard of him before, but this is the Liberation Day, and this is based on things that go on in the world and how they would affect like your everyday life. You're just like normal people. That's as much as I understand, and I can't read the dust jacket because I don't have my glasses. So they are my reading choices for, I wouldn't say November, but maybe for the winter. I'm going to try to do a couple of other things. We're going to try and listen to a podcast, choose a podcast and listen to that together. We thought that would be quite good. And I'd like to have a look at this Giles and Susie Dent. Sorry, it's not Susie Smith. I don't know where I got that from. Yeah, Susie Dent, this podcast on words. I would love to be able to speak more eloquently, and I would like to use unusual words. Yeah, but no, I'm just me. But then I wouldn't be me, I suppose, would I? Right, I'm going to go and tackle those dog baskets, and then I'll be back, and then I think I'm going to say goodbye because I want to try and get this up. Yeah, and then I'll say goodbye. Yeah, I don't want to say goodbye. Right, I'll go. Well, the sooner it's done, the sooner I can, I can come back and spend some more time with you. Am I presentable? Am I presentable? Oh, I'm all hot and bothered. I'm all hot and bothered. Right, let's have a roundup on the projects for, I was going to say November. I was going to say December then, oh my word. Wishing my life away. I can't believe that it's going to be November tomorrow. Right, so I had my list, didn't I, of projects that I was going to work on. And what wasn't on my list was my table runner. And I haven't finished it. Well, I'd say it isn't for the one of trying. Obviously, I've been away, I did a little bit. And if I'm honest with you, I got a bit cross with it yesterday. Because, I don't know whether I've told you, there was supposed to be an iron there. I took everything that I thought that I needed. And normally if I do a block, if I do it in rows, I would iron all the 3 pieces, then put it together and then iron it again. And it's a bit like, you ever gone to like a workshop or you've gone somewhere and you're just a little bit out of your comfort zone. It's like, oh, I don't know how to thread a sewing machine. I don't know how to cut something. I was a bit discombobulated. Yeah, so that's my pile of these. And I'm saying to myself, don't be too hard on yourself. And I'm like, yeah, but look at your standard of work. That's not very good. Like a wonky. That doesn't bother me there because I can just cut that, trim that. But what I thought was wonky is wonky, but I should have just left it. So I've like unpicked it and unpicked it. You ever have that thing where you, what do they say? Where you just keep picking and picking and picking. Yeah, leave it. Leave it. So yeah, unfortunately that isn't done. But I'm not bothered because it'll be ready. I'm going to enjoy it. I will enjoy it for November and then I'll put it away and I can get it out again next autumn. but I will finish it. So my next, just looking around because yeah, I've got such a mess on the floor. My next project, I'm looking for the pattern. My main focus for October was to make this jumper, which I've shown you 100 million times, for my wonderful Alfie. Yeah, and I feel very old now that, oh, he's 10, he's 10. Yeah, I was only, what, 46 when he was born? So I promised him and promised him. He should have got that last year, and he should have had a Tin Can Knits one this year, but we had a conversation, he still wants that. So I did pick it up last night. Everything is completed. I've just got to sew it up. That's the front. Look at this. Ta-da. Can you see? Oh my word. And that has been an absolute joy to make. Oh, crumbs. I'm going to fall over now. That's the sewing machine on the floor. Right. Yeah, look at that. It's been a joy to make because it's my boy, my first grandchild, my first grandson. Yeah, and he's going to be 10, and we've had quite a conversation about this. And it's just knitted in Aldi yarn in Aran, and it's, yeah, I'm really, really pleased. He wants the hats to go with it, which I had forgotten about. That isn't finished. I'm due to see him Friday, the day before his birthday, because he's evidently, what's he doing? Is it Quasar? Or I think, what's that thing you do like that with your arm? Bowling. So I've done the rib, but that doesn't look anywhere near what it should be. Yeah, oh there. So I've done the rib, and then I'm onto the pattern. So I might start that tonight. Shall I start that tonight? Yeah, I'll probably finish that off tonight, and then it'll be ready. Finish it tomorrow. So that's that done. But I'm going to class the jumper as finished because I only have to sew the sleeves and the arms up. I was hoping I would have a pen up here. Oh, you're going to see my little chocolate stash. Don't tell Fred. Got a Kit Kat. That's all I've got. Oh, those matchmakers. Oh, why is it when you want to pay? You've got to bear with me. Right, I have one. So this is my list that I had at the start of November. Get organised, Karen. So from my 2001 whips, I've got my Dolly cardigan and my Muscle Borough hat. And then from Christmas in July, when I started those, this is a Time Trades shawl by Caitlin Hunter. And then I took part in the cast on party, and that's my love note, which I thought I just got to split for the sleeves. I think I've got the last row. There's a couple of, I think I've got 2 or 3 rows, and then I will do that. And then the Spectra shawl by Stephen West. And then sort of my current whips were my sock tube. Oh yeah, my August socks. My new cast ons were my Strictly socks and Alfie's hat. So I think I was up to, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9. So I'm going to cross that Aran jumper off. And perhaps, well yeah, I suppose I should put the Aran hat on, shouldn't I? So that's that. Yay! Right. That goes in there. Yeah, so my love note. I've not had any love. I was just concentrating on that. So what's it? What is in here? Oh, I balled this up to make a hat. I'm still going to do it because tomorrow is the start of Ollie and Bella's is it winter hat smell. I'll have to have a look at what the proper hashtag is and put it underneath. And that's what I wanted to have a go at. And this is by, yeah, Amber O'Brien. It's a really lovely hat. So, not quite hat season. I took a pair of mitts away with me that have been made for me by a really lovely lady. And I put them on and then I had to take them off because it was too hot. But yeah. Right, so that's that one. And yes, my sock tube. Did I start this? Did I start it in March? Yeah, and I soon really got fed up with it. So I have two pairs of socks. So I did. It was just 100 grams Rico Design 4-ply sock yarn. Ta-da! So I have a longer pair, just slightly. And if I'm honest, yeah, if I'm on it, oh, I'm safe to be honest. I think they might be just out a tad. Yeah, it looks worse on camera than what it is here. It's like a couple of rows out. I think I must have twisted the sock so the leg was longer. So that's a lesson to learn for next time. And then a shorter pair, but only slightly. So yes, I think I quite like the fact of just creating 2 pairs of socks. Like, oh, I'll put a cuff on, I'll put a toe on. Would I do it again? No, I wouldn't. I think it's a good project if you are commuting or you're in a lot of meetings. And I wouldn't cut the afterthought heel either, because I do tend to look at things and think to myself, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Is that the right saying? I'd rather just have that add on, yeah, that piece of scrap yarn. Hey, these sock blockers are a bit damp because I've just been washing my socks from when I went away. I took 3 pairs and I wore them, and I wasn't cold when we went away, but I'm used to the glow of the Arga, and my feet were a little bit, so if I hadn't have had those, yeah. Da-da, da-da-da-da. So that's our shorter pair. How cute are they? How cute are they? Oh, they're really nice. Yeah, I wasn't sure on the blue, but now I really like them. Or whether it's because I've just knitted with them so much. They seem familiar. Oh, and I'm just realising, they might be over there. So that's that pair. Oh, the wood smells lovely. I need to get like a metal pair. No, just on the dog's bed. And it wasn't as bad as I thought. So, as I'm on my recycling kick, you know, waste not, want not. There are some holes in it, but just give it a good shake outside, and I'm going to wash them. And I'm going to put them in a pile, put them in a box in the garage, and they'll be ready for painting. Whenever we get around to doing the painting. I don't tend to do a lot of decorating. I like my house just as it is, and I like my rooms where I was before. I want that to be like a really lived-in room, comfy room, not with the cobwebs though. Yeah, they're just slightly. Yeah, so that's a pair as well. Yeah. So I'm pleased with those. So that's 2 pairs of socks. Hey, look at me. So I'll cross that off my list as well. That's my sock tube. Oh, my Strictly socks. My Strictly socks, which I think I showed you before. Yes, I did, didn't I? So we have a sock, don't know what I'm doing. So we have a sock, and I haven't touched them since I showed you. And just like, ta-da! And even though these aren't due to be finished till Strictly finishes in the end of December, beginning of January, I think I'm going to, excuse me for coughing, I think I'm going to carry on working on them when we're watching Strictly on like a Saturday night. And yeah, I think we've kind of given up watching on a Sunday, or we watched, I think my husband put it on about 10 minutes before the end. We can't stand all the paraphernalia that they just pad it out and pad it out. Just let me see the contestants, let me see a bit of the practicing, I want to see where they've gone, and then just do the dance. And I don't like the fact that they are telling us porcupines that they are filming it on a Sunday when they feel quite clearly filming it on a Saturday. So yeah, I'm halfway through that. Oh, my August socks. I finished them. What have we got? So I had 9, and I'm down to finished 2. Is that right? Finished 2. So I've got 7. I've got 7. Oh, that's not as good, is it, as what I thought it was going to be? Okay. Oh, but I've got I've got my August socks. They're finished. So I'm down to 6. Oh. So I'm down to a third. Down a third. I'm quite happy. Is that right? Oh, yeah. I feel like I've done a lot of knitting. I've done a lot of knitting. Oh, you know what I've been working on? Yes, I've got a test knit. That's why. Right, I'm going to have to add it on onto test knit. Test knit. I think I'm going to have to put my corner to corner blanket on. Corner 2. So I took 3 away. So I've added 2 on. So I'm up to 8. Oh, that doesn't matter, does it? Look at that. I should have written it out all nicely. So what I'll do is I'll find those August socks. I can't think for the life of me where they are, but they're finished. They're lovely, and I'm really pleased with those. So what I'll do, stop waffling. You've got to say goodbye, Karen. What I'll do is I will come back with the podcast. I'm not going to give you a date, but it will be within the next fortnight. Did that come out? Yes. Will be within the next fortnight. I need to have a bit of a rest, I think. The daughter-in-law's arriving tomorrow, so I just want to get the house a bit baby-proofed, in the sense of I've got my flowers out, my cards and all pictures. And I was sitting there, having my cup of tea this morning. I was thinking, they're not going to be good, so I need to just clear all that, and I'll put some toys out, and then he can just toddle along. He's just starting to pull himself up, so you can see how excited I'm getting. And then things will be of interest to him. Yes. So I think we've got I've got all 4 boys on Thursday. So we're having Benjamin on Thursday, because it's Thursday. We're going to pick the 2 boys up from school, bring them back, and then we're also looking after Ruben while his mum unfortunately has to go to a funeral. So I'll be in my element. I don't know what Mr. Jax is going to be like. He's busy downstairs doing some prep. We're having potato and leek soup. I left the vegetables on the table when we went away. I said to my daughter, help yourself. So I think they've had some potatoes and some carrots. So it's swede. The swede was left, and the and potatoes. And there's no heating in the room, so they were fine. So we're going to use the potatoes up, make some potato and leek soup. My husband did say he's going to make some bread. Gosh, shocking it is. Shocking. I don't think he's made bread, that's why. He got the French stick today. And then he's making the base of a bolognese. We're having lasagna tomorrow. Trying to have things that are easy for the baby to eat. Well, I've told you what we're having. Yeah. So lasagna tomorrow, and then we're having fish pie on Wednesday, and then mac and cheese when all the boys are here. And then I think they're going, I've got to do the school run. And then I think my daughter-in-law and grandson are going home on Friday, and then it'll just be us. We'll be knackered. So I just want to say a big thank you. A big thank you for, coming over, popping in, keeping me company, seeing what I've been up to. And I'm gonna miss our little chats. I think as time's moving on now, things are going to get busier and busier. I look forward to welcoming you to my home in December for Vlogmas. So that will be really nice. What my plans for November are to finish a couple of my projects. I want to finish my test knit, so I'll come back and I'll show you my socks that I'm test knitting. They really are lovely, and I'm going to have some giveaways. I have kind of got myself in a bit of a tangle, so I owe some giveaways, and I've got them. So we'll get that sorted out. So reading, coziness, and I think I can feel that I'm just clearing some cupboards, so sort of get myself ready, I think, for Christmas. And my husband caught me hoovering the walls. Like he thought I was cracked. I'm not cracked. I don't do it all the time, like once or twice a year. But when you see these blooming cobwebs, that's just right. On that note, my lovelies, I'm going to go now. I've got a little message for you. I want you to take care of yourselves. I want you to be kind to yourselves. And I hope that I wish you good health. I wish you much happiness and much crafty time. And if you can't do any of those, be kind. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. We'll be back together again in Vlogmas in December. So until then, bye my lovies. Bye.